Running is a simple sport. You don't need a ton of equipment or expertise to do it, and running is a great way to improve your health. Spend time outdoors and connect with other runners. As COVID-19 has limited access to team sports and indoor exercise, more people are trying running for the first time or returning to the sport after a long hiatus. Today, we will be discussing the common mistakes experienced during running. Kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you stay until the end of the video, as we will be taking an insight into the common mistakes experienced during running. Number 1. Warming up incorrectly. Whether you should stretch before or after a run is a hotly debated topic. The consensus of experts is that you can do both, but it should be dynamic and not static if you stretch before a run. Static stretching is where you hold a position for a certain length of time, like touching your toes. Dynamic stretching is where you do an active movement that you don't hold for too long, like high knees. Before a run, your muscles aren't warmed up, so static stretching could damage them. That doesn't mean that you should skip your warm-up and take off. Instead, consider adding in some dynamic stretches and exercises. It is advised to do elevated glute bridges and a pelvic drop exercise. Find what works for you, but make sure you're doing something to get your body moving before getting into your run. In the same vein, be sure to do something to cool down afterwards, such as a slower run, walk, and static stretching. One major injury warming up incorrectly can cause is a runner's knee. Click the link above to learn how to avoid and treat runner's knee. Number 2. Not drinking enough. The problem with many runners is that they underestimate the amount of fluid they lose during runs and don't drink enough because they're worried about side stitches. As a result, they suffer from dehydration, which can be detrimental to their performance and health. Runners need to pay more attention to what and how much they're drinking before, during, and after exercise. It's advised that an hour before you start your run, you try to drink about 16 to 24 ounces of water or other non-caffeinated fluid. Stop drinking at that point to prevent having to stop going to the bathroom during your run. To make sure you're hydrated before you start running, you can drink another 4 to 8 ounces right before starting. Use your thirst as your guide for when to drink during your runs. This varies on the conditions, but in general, runners running faster should take in 6 to 8 ounces of fluid every 20 minutes, and those running slower should consume 4 to 6 ounces every 20 minutes. During longer workouts, some of your fluid intakes should include a sport drink to replace lost sodium and other minerals. Don't forget to rehydrate with water or a sport drink after your run. If your urine is dark yellow before your run, you need to keep rehydrating. It should be a light lemonade color. While hydration should be taken seriously, you should, before your next run, buy your best fitting running sunglasses from Runners Athletics. They provide you with the best sunglasses in the market. You can use the link in the description to check them out. Number 3. Doing the same run every time. Going from not running to running with some regularity requires a considerable amount of discipline. However, those who successfully make the transition are prone to falling into the trap of finding a particular route and pace that works for them and then sticking with it. While better than doing nothing at all, doing the same thing every day will not help you build fitness over time. What can happen is that your body will become pace-driven and you'll be stuck at that 9-minute mile pace. So, alerting your path as well as your pace is probably a very good idea for varying your training. More advanced runners incorporate short, fast interval workouts into their training schedule because this enables them to build anaerobic capacity and increase their fitness level. Variety, so goes the cliche, is the spice of life. Number 4. Running in the wrong shoes or shoes that are too worn out. The right shoes can mean the difference between a long-term running habit or giving up because it's too uncomfortable. Your running shoes absorb the impact of each step and provide the traction you need to stay upright, but they don't last forever. Most running shoes last 300 to 500 miles. When you start to see the rubber wear out on the bottom, or if you feel beat up after every run, many runners feel this in their knees and feet. It's likely a sign that you need new shoes. You can take a quick look at the review of our recommended running shoes in the market by clicking the link above. It would be great for your comfort and running pleasure. Number 5. Ignoring holistic nutrition. Nutrition is the foundation of peak athletic performance. It can provide the nutrients needed to sustain energy for running and recovering throughout each day. What you put in your body matters. Learning to eat your way to your best health and performance is a balancing act. Yes, food is fuel, but it's also more than that. Meals help us bond with family and teammates. It's no secret that eating disorders are rampant in runners. According to the National Eating Disorders Association, NEDA, athletes in sports that emphasize size and weight, such as running, are more likely to develop eating disorders. If you're running to make your body look like someone else's or impress other people, it can become an unhealthy obsession. Protect your health by sticking to healthy goals and expectations. For a clue on what's best to eat before and after long-distance run, click the link on your screen. Number 6. Overtraining or always running fast. Running too fast is a common pitfall for new runners. Running, especially with a GPS watch, can provide a lot of data. While it's fun to see yourself improve, don't go overboard. There is something to be said for not becoming addicted to metrics early on. When we fixate on the numbers, we open ourselves up to a negative feedback loop, because not every day is going to be trending upwards. And if you're not properly prepared for those little backslides we all have on the way to greater fitness, it should be a rather demoralizing experience. Your best training requires a balance of different efforts, each with its own purpose. While you need speed work to help you get faster, you also need easy days and rest days to help you recover. Long runs can increase your endurance, but only if you recover afterward. Strength and mobility work supports the whole process, along with proper hydration, nutrition, and sleep. Sometimes the purpose is simply to enjoy your run and forget about the metrics. To ensure that you're on the right track, it's always a good idea to find a way to track your progress. Celebrating every short-term goal along the way can be very motivating. This also makes it easier to gain perspective on your progress. In the midst of training and life, it can be easy to forget how much you have run in the last month. If you feel ready to crash, sometimes it helps to look back at your training log and have the moment of recognition that your miles have been increasing and it's time to take a rest day, even if it isn't on your schedule. Number 7. Wrong clothes. Some runners wear the wrong type or too much or too little clothing for the weather conditions, leaving them uncomfortable and at risk for heat-related or cold weather-related illnesses. Wearing the correct type of fabric is essential. Runners should stick to technical materials such as polypropylene or silk. These will wick the stress away from your body, keeping you dry. It's essential to make sure you don't wear cotton for this layer, because once it gets wet, you'll stay wet, which can be uncomfortable in warmer weather and dangerous in cold weather. Your skin is also more likely to chafe if you're wearing cotton. In the winter, make sure that you don't overdress. You should add 15 to 20 degrees to the temperature when determining what clothing you should wear. That's how much you warm up when you start running. In the warmer weather, stick to loose, light-colored clothes. For a proper guide on your running gears, use the link above. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. Let us know your thoughts about our curation of the common mistakes experienced during running down in the comments. Also, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching. See you in our next one. This video is brought to you by Runners Athletics, makers of the best running sunglasses for men and women. UV 400, polarized anti-fog, ultra lightweight and equipped with spring flex hinges. These sunglasses will race past the finish line, while most others fall short. Gear up for your next adventure at runnersathletics.com.